Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on my top men's fragrances of all time. I have 16 fragrances, so obviously this is going to be quite long now. I have kind of done videos similar to this in the past, so I don't know. I personally like to kind of share with you guys what I'm loving at the moment, what are my favorites at the moment, because you guys always want to ask me that. Like, I get so many DMs, it's ridiculous, of what is your favorite men's fragrance? What is your favorite men's fragrance? So I thought I would just do a video. Some of these fragrances you guys would have seen already plenty of times. These are definitely like my favorites of all time right now, and a lot of them have been my favorites for a very long time. Okay, enough rambling. I also want to quickly say I am very excited because this year, in November, I am doing my first ever meet and greet in New York City. So I am absolutely stoked. I cannot believe that it's like happening, and I would love, honestly, like I would love it more than anything to meet you guys, and to be able to give you guys a hug and say thank you for all your support and everything. So please stay tuned for like more details, but the meet and greet is going to be on November 5th. So please keep that in mind. I would love if you guys could make it. If you can't, that's totally fine, but I would really love to meet you guys. So November 5th is going to be my first ever meet and greet. It's going to be at the Homme boutique in New York City. Just heads up. So stay tuned for all the details on that. So let's just get into this video. I kind of just wanted to make it just kind of breezy and go through the fragrances that I absolutely love. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this one. There's no countdown. There's not like one that I'm like obsessed with like way more than others. So these are just all like my favorites. So first one is Initio's Rehab. Yes, I have talked about this one a lot, but I think it's a fantastic scent, and I find it personally extremely sexy. There is something about this fragrance that I just find irresistible. It's quite a mellow scent to me. Like, it has a really soft kind of vibe to it. It's not punchy. It's not fresh or citrusy or spicy. It's just really like a mellow, creamy, smooth, sexy vanilla, aromatic a little bit, but so beautifully blended. If there's one thing that I have to say, it's such a beautifully, like perfectly blended fragrance. It's got a bit of a muskiness to it, just really smooth, creamy sandalwood, and a bit of a sweetness and everything. So honestly guys, like I love this fragrance so much. I wear this one myself because I think it's quite unisex. But yeah, definitely is one of my favorites for a guy. Sachi Eros. Now, I used to not really like this fragrance. Like, I always liked it when I smelled it on somebody, but I just wanted to be that person that didn't like Sachi Eros, which is kind of stupid. But I do really love the fragrance. I'm just not gonna lie. I love it. It's fresh, it's sexy, it's sweet. I don't think it actually smells like, now that I've smelled so many fragrances, it actually doesn't smell too synthetic where it makes me want to puke. It does smell, it is synthetic and it does smell a little bit synthetic, but it's not to the point where it smells too cheap or anything like that. It actually is a really good fragrance. So I honestly recommend this 10 out of 10. I kind of see it being more of like a clubbing sort of scent, even though you can wear fragrances whenever you want. To me, this one's very like loud and obnoxious, so I think it kind of works better in that sort of situation. Yeah. Fresh, sweet, spicy, but not spicy in like a pepper way. It's kind of like a sexy aromatic-y sort of thing. Okay, of course you guys knew there was going to be a Parfum de Marly in here because honestly, I'm so like, I do not care. If a brand sends you a bottle, yes, being a fragrance reviewer, you get sent bottles. That's just part of being a fragrance reviewer on YouTube and on Instagram actually as well. So it kind of just comes with what you're doing. If you guys started a channel yourself or an Instagram page, eventually you would get to a following where people would want to send you fragrances and stuff like that to review. So I don't see the problem with it at all. I honestly didn't think it was such a big thing. It's been going on for years in the makeup industry, so there's no, for me, that I've never seen a problem with it. And I don't think that there isn't a problem with it. There definitely isn't. There isn't a problem with getting a free bottle. So I don't know. I don't want to make this video controversial, but that's just my opinion. I've been watching makeup videos for so many years. I don't watch them anymore, but that's been going on for years. People spend so much money on PR and I don't know, influencer trips and everything. So kind of just settle down. It's just a free bottle and you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You guys should see how many free bottles that I get sent that I never even talk about. So that's just what I'm saying. I genuinely love Parfum de Marly and I've spent so much of my own money on their fragrances, so just keep that in mind. This is Herod. Love it. This was definitely love it so much. It was definitely my most worn fragrance in this fall and winter season. I'm now in spring, which is great. People compare it to like Tobacco Vanille, but to me, they don't smell similar at all. This has kind of got a bit of a cherry, syrupy kind of vibe to it. It's not spicy. I wouldn't say it's spicy at all. It's more of like a sweet tobacco vanilla. It's not really smoky either. It's kind of like fresh tobacco leaves. Oh, I love it so much. Anyway, very sexy, very, very, very sexy. This is one that really appeals to me. I'm not sure what other women think, but it really appeals to me, this fragrance. Another one that we have here is Amouage Lyric Man. Now this one to me is a little bit more of a unisex fragrance, even though it's Lyric Man. It does smell a little bit unisex to me, so it is just beautiful. It's warm, it's musky, it's a tiny bit sweet. It's just a gorgeous rose fragrance. Like, it's absolutely beautiful, very classy. Like, to me, this is not a date. This is not something that if you want to go out clubbing or you want to attract a girl, I don't know. It's not like an aphrodisiac sort of fragrance. I know that sounds kind of weird, but for me, Initio Rehab, that one's really sexy, like pulls you in. This is more of a classy gentleman, expensive, at an event. You want to smell high class, you want to smell expensive and sophisticated and all of that, then wear this fragrance because it does smell fantastic. I have smelled this on a guy before and it's absolutely incredible. So Amouage Lyric Man. Oh, we have a cheapie. Okay, so Hugo Boss Boss Bottled Intense. I talk about this all the time. Bloody hell, it's good. It's literally one of my favorite cheap fragrances ever created. Like, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into it. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's, oh my God. Yeah, I love this one so much. That's basically what I get from it. A lot of spice, cloves, apple, a little bit of vanilla, bit aromatic, definitely spicy, but it's just fantastic. There's something about this scent that drives me crazy and I do not know what it is. So Hugo Boss Boss Bottled Intense, easily one of my favorite cheap fragrances ever. Well, actually, it's not that cheap. It's kind of like around just under $100, so I guess it's not that cheap, but yeah, I still really love it. Next up, we have a Chanel. Yes, I love this fragrance. It's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. It's, oh, freaking love it. Fresh, a little bit of a citrusy kind of orange vibe to it. Tonka bean heaven. There's a beautiful tonka bean note in here, but it's not overpowering. There's a lot of elements to this fragrance which make it a complete fragrance to me, and I just love it. It's definitely not the most expensive smelling fragrance or anything like that, but to me it's sexy. It's so pleasing. It's like one of the most pleasing fragrances ever. It's very sexy and very masculine. Like, this is a man's fragrance. This is a man's fragrance. Let me just say that. It's very casual. You could wear it. I feel like you could kind of wear this one anywhere, anytime, all year round. It's a very signature scent sort of fragrance that it could work in all situations. Date night, clubbing, going to the gym. I think that that's kind of rare to have a fragrance that works in everything, in every situation, and this one does, in my opinion. So Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. We have Christian Dior Ombre Nuit. Now, I just love this, and I've loved this for so long. It gives me like fresh Coca-Cola vibes. But it's just a fantastic fragrance. It is a little bit more linear, like it sits a bit closer to the skin, and it also has not the best longevity. It probably, on my skin, it lasts like 6 hours, which for the price, I guess you would want something a little more than that, but I don't really care. I do not care at all. The scent itself is a masterpiece. This is an absolute masterpiece of fragrance. I don't know, it leaves me kind of speechless when I smell it. It's just fantastic. If you don't know, it's kind of, it has rose in it, but it doesn't smell like rose. The Amouage Lyric Man is definitely more of a prominent rose. This one is a lot more subtle. I barely get the rose. It's more like of an amber sort of scent. It has ambergris, bergamot, pink pepper. It's spicy. Imagine like a really expensive, like you just open a can, no, not even a can, like a bottle, like a glass bottle of Coca-Cola, and you get that little smell of like when you pop the cap open, but really expensive and luxurious, and that's what this smells like to me a little bit. So Ombre Nuit from Christian Dior. Okay, so kind of another cheapie-ish. This is Dunhill Icon. I am in love. I am in love with Dunhill Icon. There's something so special about this fragrance. Like, I'm not just saying it, there's something so unique about this scent. It really does smell high quality to me. It smells a little bit powdery. I think there's neroli, there's some iris in there. It's fresh, it's clean. But that, like I said, there is something so high quality about this fragrance. Like, if I smelled this and I did not know what brand it was, I would think that this was like some like $400 fragrance, because it really does smell expensive to me personally. It just really does. So I love this fragrance. I see this working probably one of the best business fragrances that you could have and own. What else would I wear it for? Like day to day, definitely an easy wear to just wear day to day. Summer, spring sort of fragrance, signature scent. I love it. I don't think enough people wear this scent because I barely smell this anywhere on anyone. And I think it's such like, I don't know, like I think that sucks because it's a fantastic fragrance. So Dunhill, good old Dunhill Icon with a massive bottle, such like a retro looking kind of bottle as well. But honestly guys, trust me on this one. This fragrance is fantastic. And like I said, it smells so high quality, but it's really quite affordable. So yeah. Next up, we have Maison Francis Kurkdjian Grand Soir, aka my like top pick for fall for men. This is heavenly. This is absolutely heavenly. This is like my favorite sweet gourmandy fragrance for a man, period. This is like the best of the best ever. This is an amber scent, but it's not a typical amber scent. It's so, I don't know, it's just so perfect. It's like the perfect amber fragrance. Perfect for the fall and winter. Slightly powdery. Vanilla, benzoin. It's cozy. It's warm, it's sweet, but not sickly sweet. It's just the perfect fragrance. Like honestly, this is easily, I would say maybe my favorite from the House of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I also love Oud Satin Mood. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Grand Soir is like my favorite, and it's my favorite for a man. If you're a guy, get on this fragrance for the cooler weather. I want to smell this on a man so badly because I love the way that it smells. It's just absolutely impeccable. So Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, definitely a favorite for me. Oh my god, this fragrance, still to this day, La Nuit de l'Homme. Yves Saint Laurent, I don't know what to say. It's just like one of the best smelling fragrances that I've smelled. To me, now that I've smelled like other, and well, I've obviously been in this hobby for a long time, it does have a little bit, it doesn't smell like super high quality to me, but the scent itself is just freaking incredible. Like the scent itself is like the best DNA for a man ever. I love it. It's aromatic, sweet, a little bit fruity, like an appley sort of smell, like a green apple. A little bit in a woody base, I guess. But it's just like aromatic, sweet, fruity. It's just fantastic. It's got a little bit of a masculine touch to it. I like to wear this one personally myself a little bit, which is kind of, I mean, you guys will probably be turned off by that, but I personally just love it so much that I want to wear it myself. So La Nuit de l'Homme, I love it. That's all I'm going to say. Carlisle by Parfums de Marly. Wow. Again, I would call this one a masterpiece. This is definitely the best fragrance from the House of Parfums de Marly. I think this and Layton Exclusive are, to me, I would say they're the best. That's just my thoughts. But Carlisle is incredible. I love wearing this one myself. It's creamy, creamy, creamy. It's got a bit of a patchouli note, but not a strong patchouli note. It's not like super powerful and intense and like sharp. It's a really smooth kind of patchouli. It smells like, it reminds me of like white chocolate, to be honest with you guys. Like it really does. But I just love it. There's nothing that I do not like about this fragrance. And like I said, this to me is like the Parfums de Marly masterpiece. So yeah, it's easily one of my favorites. Forgot about a fragrance I needed to include. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mail. This is just a classic, an icon. It still smells like one of the greatest fragrances that I've ever smelled years later. This is actually my stepdad's bottle who passed away, and I love smelling this because that's what he smelled like. But I don't just love it for that reason. Like it's not just because it's reminiscent to like my childhood. It's a fragrance that is just, it's just classic. To me, this is like a classic fragrance. It's a barbershop-y sort of smell. It's got a very intense kind of thing going on. It's lavender, it's woody, it's fresh, out of the shower, but then it has like this sweetness to it. Like there is a definite kind of sweetness. It's a little bit powdery as well. But it's just incredible. That's all I'm gonna say. This is a classic and it's one that I just absolutely love. I don't love the Ultra Male as much, even though I still do recommend it. I don't love it as much as this. This is like an icon and the Ultra Male kind of is just a bit generic. Chanel Sycomore, easily one of the best Chanel exclusives, I think, for a man, especially for a man. I wear this one myself, but I think that this is like sexy on a man. Again, very sophisticated, very manly, very classy, upper scale sort of fragrance. It's not like something super casual and like flip-flops and like shorts. Like it doesn't smell like that to me. It smells very high quality and very classy. And if you don't know how this smells, I'm not getting out of breath. For me, this is like one of the best vetiver fragrances that I've smelled. I also love Terre Hermes from Hermes, but to me, if I could just have one vetiver fragrance, it would be Sycomore. It's vetiver. It kind of smells like a pine forest, if I'm going to be honest. Like, yeah, it gives me like a bit of a pine forest sort of feeling. The vetiver's in there. It's got a bit of a freshness, a bit of a pepperiness from the pink pepper. What else? I think there's incense, but I don't get any of that. So Chanel Sycomore, if you're going to get a less exclusives and you're a guy, I would go for Sycomore for sure. So next up we have Carolina Herrera CHM Privé. Yes. I'm not going to go into it. I feel like this video has been so long. Boozy, sexy, spicy, leather. Love it. I love this fragrance. It's just sexy. That's it. Sexy. So next up is Guerlain L'Homme Idéal. Love. I keep saying I love it. Oh my god, stop it, Demi. Great fragrance. I feel like this one is really underrated. Everybody talks about the Eau de Parfum and the cologne, which are both fantastic, by the way. This entire line, except for the sport one, I think, the whole entire line is actually really, really good. But I really love this one. It's sweet, powdery, almonds. There's a definite nuttiness to this scent. Like the almond note is beautiful and it's very prominent. I don't see this one being one that like most, well, no, not most guys, but like the average designer fragrance guy liking. I think that this one's a little bit more of a unique fragrance and I really love it for that reason. It's very, to me, this one just smells absolutely divine. It doesn't smell like really sexy or really anything. It's just a divine smell. To me, that's it. It's almond heaven. So Guerlain L'Homme Idéal. Then my final two fragrances, I am sure that you guys can tell. Here, we have Layton and Layton exclusive. Now, I'm just going to clear things up. Everyone always asks me, which one do they get? Do they get Layton or do they get the exclusive? Now, I would recommend the exclusive for somebody who's quite, maybe not advanced in fragrances, but somebody who is familiar, like with quite a few fragrances. I would then go for the exclusive because this, to me, is just so complex and so incredible and so full and just so rich and decadent and luxurious. But it does have a niche feeling to it. So there is something in here that is a little bit, I guess, polarizing. So that's when I would recommend the Layton. Now Layton, I've tested it with so many girls, so many guys, and everybody loves it. So I would say that out of the two, this one is definitely the more people-pleasing one. So I'm just giving you guys my information and my knowledge that I know. Personally, I don't even know which one I like better. I would say I like the exclusive for the fall-winter and the Layton for like maybe the spring. I don't really know. Now that I'm smelling it, it just smells freaking amazing. So I really don't know what to tell you guys. I would say this one is more crowd pleasing. This one is more for the real fragrance lovers who just, you know, like me. You always want to kind of find more. Go get this one. If you just want something that smells incredible, girls adore, and you're going to get loads of compliments, go for just the original. Okay, so that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was very long, so I will wrap it up straight away. Please don't forget I'm doing a meet and greet, my first ever meet and greet in New York City on November 5th. So stay tuned for all the details of the times and everything, but I would love it if you guys could make it to my first ever meet and greet. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.